Hi all, welcome to John's Model Making. Today I've got the Citroen C4 for you. Yes, we're going to be doing the roll bar. That's stage 65. We've got 4 stages. We won't finish the roll bar, but we'll get parts of it done anyway. Here's the car up to now. Looking absolutely gorgeous. I've just popped the interior on because we've got 1 or 2 little pieces that pop onto the interior. But that's how it's looking at the moment. Looking absolutely superb. Brilliant amount of detail in this build. But yeah, here we have stage 65 and we've got the other 3 stages as well. All about the roll bar today. If I can get any more done, I will do. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the build. Okay, so here we have stage 65. We have the driver roll bar, sprinkler system nozzle and cross wheel key. There we go, those are the parts. So we need to pop 65B, which is a sprinkler system nozzle, onto the car. Bring the car over. The interior isn't fixed in place as yet, and it basically goes onto the end of this hose, this 200mm hose. There we go, just like that. That is all we do with that. Pop the car out of the way, and we have 65C and 65A. This is 65A, this is 65C. We need this the correct way around, which is this way around. This is a cross wheel key, and it goes into these 2 holes on there. Just push it in place. There we go. Make sure you get it the right way around. This is shorter than that. Excellent. There we go. Brilliant. That's stage 65. Okay, now we have stage 66. We have roll bar upper part, co-driver reading light, driver sun visor bracket 1 and 2, and we need AP screws. So let's get the parts out. Okay, those are the parts. First thing we need is 66B. This is the co-driver reading light. There's 2 pegs, 2 holes on this upper roll bar, and we can pop this into place. There we go, just a push fit. Excellent. Okay, so now we got the reading light in place, we can pop the visor in place. Now these 2 little clips, 66D and 66E. This one is 66D. It's a slightly different shape than the other one, so I think we pop that, and if it'll go in, let's see, pop this one in here. Now that one will stay in. See if this one will stay in this side. Oh, just about. Right, we can actually screw these into place with a couple of AP screws. There we go. That's the sun visor in place. Just like that. Make sure you get these 2 the right way around. Okay, right, that's stage 66. Let's move on to 67. Okay, now we have stage 67. We have roll bar central part. So we have roll bar left rear part, roll bar central part, helmet hooks ×2, intercom stylo WRC, wiring connectors 1, 2 and 3. We need CP and XP screws. There we go, those are our parts. So first up we need 67B and 67F. 67F is this little piece, and it will go into these 2 holes on 67B. Get this in place. It's just a push bit. Yeah, I think the bottom one needs opening up a bit. There we go. Excellent. Right, next we need 67E, which is this little piece, and that will go into this hole here. There we go, that's that piece in place, but it does need gluing. It is D-shaped, by the way. Next we have 67G, which is this piece. I don't think that is D-shaped. It goes into this hole here. Excellent. So that one's glued in, that one's glued in, that one's just pushed in. And that's the positions that you want them in. They're basically... Let's turn this one a little bit more. Just like that. Okay, next we need these 2 pieces, which is 67C. They go into here. That is D-shaped, and so is this one. They're going like that. Yeah, I'll have to glue them as well. But after that we want 67D, which will go on to here. Now one hole is definitely bigger than the other, so that will go that way, just like that. There we go. SOS. Excellent. I'll glue them. There we go, there's 67C glued in place. Now we want 66A, which is this piece. This will fit over the top and sit just there and there, like so. And we need a couple of CP screws, one here and one here. Okay, don't hold that like that. There we go, that's them two pieces together. So now we want 65A, which is this piece, remember that there? Right, this will fit there, there and there. There's 3 points. There we go, just like that. Right, we need a XP screw here and here and a CP screw there. So we'll pop the CP screw here. There we go, coming together nicely. Okay, now we want 67A, which is this piece, and that will go there and there, like so, I believe. And yeah, we need a couple of CP screws. That's the fact that goes there. Had that the wrong way then. There we go. So here and here, CP screws. Excellent, looking cool. So there we go, that is stage 67 completed. Right, let's move on to stage 68. So there we have stage 68. We have the dashboard roll bar. So we have the roll bar central reinforcement, wiring connector 1 and 2, roll bar left reinforcement and right reinforcement, steering wheel column, CM and CP screws. Okay, those are the parts. These two are metal. Everything has been plastic up to now. Obviously these little black pieces, they're plastic. Now 68C, which is this little piece, will go into there. I want to imagine this is just push fit. Just pop it in there, and yeah, I think we'll have to glue that. There we go, managed to squeeze that in. Don't need any glue, thankfully. Yeah, that is a nice tight fit. Next I want 68B, which is this little black piece. Connector, and one peg is bigger than the other, so this will go that way. Yep, that's lovely in ties as well. Excellent. Next we have 68D, which is this left bar. It does have an L on it. Now that, it looks shorter than that one, so that one will fit on to here, and we need a CP screw to keep that in place. Okay, I'll use my helping hand for this. There we go. That's that one in place. Right, we need to do the same with the right hand one, which is the shorter end, which is that end. Okay, one CP screw. There we go. Okay, there's 68D and 68E. Last but not least, we need this piece, which will fit just there like that, capturing that there. So this is 68F. We need a couple of CM screws. Okay, let's get the screws in place. There we go. That should be like that. Yeah, perfect. So there we go, that's stage 68 completed. Okay, that's stage 68, that's where it will go eventually. There's the dashboard, so we'll go underneath and just fit just there, like so. So those arms are correct now, all those bars. They'll look right like that, but we'll do that later on in the build. Okay, so that is stage 68. Now I think we can carry on doing stage 69. Yes, we have the steering column. So we have lower steering column cover, steering column intermediate shaft, steering column universal joints ×2, upper steering column cover and gear shaft paddle, And then we have steering column bracket 1 and steering column sensor connector. And then we have steering column bracket 2. We have hoses and cables. We need AM, SM, AP, CP screws. Now I'll get the parts out. So there we go, those are the parts that we need. We also need the steering wheel, but we need to remove the shaft. There we go, we'll put that back together afterwards. Right, now we need 69A, 69D. We need to pop these two together with some AP screws. Yeah, I did have it the right way around. There we go, we have 4 AP screws. There we go. So that's 69A and 69D in place. Right, now we can pop the shaft back in here and pop this back in place. If you remember, this is D-shaped, this. So pop the shaft back on there, get it lined up again, screwed in place with the CM screw. There we go, that's the steering column up to now. There we go, that's better. Oh, we're going to focus then. That look cool, that. We create 6 150mm, 2 60mm, 2 40mm and a 10mm. There we go, 10mm, 40mm, 60mm and 6 150mm. So the 650mm go on here. One at a time. Okay, now that's all 650mm hoses glued into place, and these little connectors as well that's on here. Make sure they don't fall off, because that one fell off, so I've had to glue it in place. Now this piece will go on to here. There's 2 holes there on the side. It fits on like that. It should push into place, which it does, just there like that. And this will fit on to here like that. Yeah, it fits like that. And we need a couple of CP screws. There we go. That's 69E and 69F in place. Okay, now we need the steering column. 69F. 68F will go just like that. And we need 1 CP screw. There we go. It's just like that. Okay, now we've got the 2 40mm hoses, which will fit onto here, and they will also fit onto these 2 little connections here. There we go, that's the 2 40mm hoses in place. So what we need to do now is trim and refit. There we go, don't forget to glue them because they'll come off. Okay, the next one we have is the 10mm hose. That will go on that connection just there, and then bend around and go on to this connection on the bottom end of the steering column. There we go, you can see it there. The other 2 positions are for the 60mm hoses. Okay, the first 60mm hose will go on to this last peg just there like that, and then this will come all the way up on to there. There's a little peg there for it. There we go, you can see that 60mm hose from there to there. Yeah, they are rather fiddly, all these. And the last one will go on to here. There we go. Right, now I need to add these 2 universal joints onto 69B with SM screws. There we go. Right, now eventually that will go into there, but first we need to add this onto the car 69B. Okay, so 69B will fit just there, like so. We'll get that lined up and we'll use AM screws to keep it in place. Obviously, it being a universal joint, we can flip that around and we can get another screw into there. There we go. Excellent. I managed to get 2 screws in. Brilliant. We'll fit the rest of the steering column later on in the build. There we go. That's stage 69 completed. Alright, let's move on to stage 70. Okay, now we have stage 70. We have the core driver roll bar. There we go. Those are our parts. We have core driver roll bar, sprinkler system nozzle, driver roll bar right rear parts, wiring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We need APCP XP screws. Okay, first thing we need is 70A and 70D. 70D is this little red connector that goes there like that. It is keyhole shape. We want 1 AP screw. There we go. That is like that. Now we need the rest of the roll bar that we put together earlier and fix this in place. We need CP and XP screws. So that one will go there. Get that one in there, that one in to there, and one in there. Right, okay, we need XP here and here, and CP there. There we go, excellent. Then this piece will fit here and here. Probably need CP screws for that. There we go, there's that internal cage. It is all plastic, well, that's what we have up to now. There we go, there's the cage up to now. Excellent, right, we got these to fit in place now. Okay, first connector is 70E. It will fit into this hole here. There we go. That's that in place. Now this little piece fits onto the side. I'll try and get it in place and I'll show you in a minute because it's going to be a fiddle like this. Okay, up there is 70F. That is extremely difficult to get in place. I had to use tweezers and a screwdriver to direct it and squash it, push it into place, but it is extremely difficult. I expect it to take at least 5 minutes to get it in. Next piece is this piece, which is 70I. That goes into here. I'll show you in a sec anyway. Just there. There we go. That's 70I in place. Okay, now we're back onto the floor of the car. We have 70G, which is this little piece, and it will go here. Right, it will go. This is a two-handed job again. It's like microsurgery, this. There we go. That's where that goes, if you can see that alright. I think I'll glue that in. 70H goes over the top of it. There we go, there's 70H and below it is 70G. They're glued in place now. Okay, now it's time to make up some more hoses. We want 540mm, 70mm, 250mm and 230mm hoses. There we go, those are our hoses. 30, 50, 70, 140. Okay, look, I've taken 21 out, which is this double connector, and popped on 240mm hoses. They are glued in place. There you go. That's 21L, and it comes from here. It's best to just take it out and we can fit it in a minute. We also want a 30mm hose on 21L. There we go, pop that on like that. We also need a second 30mm hose on 21L, just on the top peg. There we go, so that's 21L, two 30mm and two 140mm hoses. Now the two 30mm hoses will go on there and there, 10C. So I'll get in place to show you in a sec. Okay, there's 21L back in place, that won't need gluing, and there's the two 30mm hoses, one here and one here. Okay, now we want a 70mm hose from there to here. Yeah, I'll get this glued in place. There it goes, there's the 70mm. The 50mm hose will go onto here, So the 50mm hose goes here onto 70G, and the second 50mm hose will go onto 70H just there, and we'll go on to that point just here. There we go, 70H at the top, 70G at the bottom, two 50mm hoses, and at the bottom here, that is where the other end is of the 50mm hoses. So there we have three 140mm hoses. One goes on to 33C, which is here, and the other two go on to 32D here and here. So there we go. I don't know where the other ends go just yet. We'll add them later on in the build, but there's those 540mm free ends. So the last thing we need to do for stage 70 is to pop this nozzle. I've pulled the other end off onto this 200mm hose, which is 55R, or comes off joint 55R. That's the nozzle in place, and I'll pop this back in here. I'll glue it actually. There we go, there's that nozzle in place, yeah, and that is that 320mm one. Right, that is it for stage 70, that is it for this build. Well, there we go folks, that is 65 to 70 completed. Look at all these cables, they are all glued in place, and all these, I've checked them, they do connect later on, much later on into the build, all these 140mm, as well as these of course. And there's the cage up to now, all the roll bar, safety cage, excellent. Okay folks, there we go, there is the safety cage. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Not finished yet, but we're getting there. And then we got the steering wheel. Yep, lots of fiddly pipe work, all them are glued in place. And here we have the car, with a lot more cabling on. Looking just like that, yeah, quite fiddly. One particular part, that was, yeah, I think you'll see it in the video anyway. How do you expect you put it in at this stage is, you know, I don't know, it's just, they should have done it much earlier. It's an afterthought of course, but yeah, it was really fiddly. I couldn't put it on the video because it's take too long, which it did. It took me ages for getting in place, but it's now not just sat in place, it's glued in place. And all these pipes, all these hoses, yeah, they do go somewhere. I've already looked forward in the instruction manual, and yeah, I know where they all go now. So that's a relief actually. Well, there we go, that's the Citroen again. Yeah, it's an excellent build, very detailed, but yeah, lots and lots of pipes. Anyway, there we go. If you did like that, give us a nice big thumbs up, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So thanks for tuning in and watching. Stay safe. Bye for now.